Hey, what's up? So, this is the second episode of tonight. I've been working to stay focused on what I'm talking about and not merge ideas or topics. So, earlier tonight, I was talking about, trials and tests and tribulations, particularly CVS and the text messages I get. Um, I was talking about recharging love or hope. For some reason, everything that I was passionate about that gave me hope and love, or things that I loved, are currently missing from my life. And I mentioned that I felt like, I feel like, my passion's being stolen and can't seem to recharge. You come home from a bad day at work or whatever, and I didn't care if I had the best day or the bad day. You know, my dogs would be there, and just them smiling at me and sitting there and wagging their tails. How does that keep your bad day bad? It changes your day instantly. At least it did for me. I mean, how can you get mad at a smiling puppy with a wagging tail? You can't. I can't. I could have a really, really bad day, and those dogs would just uplift me. Um, you know, there's other things in my life that uplift me too, reading the Bible and praying and going to church and helping and volunteering and stuff like that. But seems like that those dogs would always turn a bad day into a great day, no matter what. Um, and I miss that. But I was talking about passion, and feel like I'm losing passion for certain things in my life, which kind of sucks. I left off with saying, I used to love cooking. I mean, I do love cooking. I do. I love being creative. I love the creative aspect of cooking, and being innovative, coming up with new ideas, new recipes, making creative creations, cakes, cookies, brownies, whatever. But my best part, like the best part of that for me, is sharing that with people. Making something and having someone try it, or coming up with a new idea and going home to the kitchen and whipping something up and giving it to, my girlfriend at the time, or her son to try, or, posting pictures of it, or taking videos of me making the stuff in the kitchen. Yeah, it's a passion of mine. I mean, I like sharing. I like being innovative. I like being creative. I love cooking. But I'm back to working as a cook or a chef, if you will. Titles or titles, whatever. I don't care if you call me a cook, a chef, a burger flipper, whatever. Cooking is cooking. A title is simply a title. I mean, the work you're doing is ultimately the work that will speak for itself. Currently, I really don't like working as a chef or a cook, if you will. Excuse me. Um, I don't. I mean, maybe I will again someday when I'm able to cook the things that I want to cook. Create my own menu, create my own recipes, deal with the customers in the front of the house, which is ultimately service and, customer relations, if you will, hospitality. I really enjoy that side of the business far more than I think cooking. What I like about being a cook or a chef or working in the restaurant industry is being innovative and being creative, coming up with menu items and new things, and getting positive or negative feedback so I can correct myself and redirect, if you will, or rework a recipe, or what have you. Um, you know, and I don't want to say any of this in a negative light, but currently what I'm doing for work right now as a cook or a chef, I don't know, it's not striking my fancy. It's more food assembly, if anything, but I'm grateful for the job, and the owner of the business, him and his wife are great people, and I'm very grateful for the job, and I get paid well, so I can't complain, and I remain grateful for the job, and that's why I go to work every day. Ultimately, though, if I'm being honest, I really don't enjoy it. I don't. It's not for me, it's not my type of cooking, or I'm not in the role that I want to be, if you will. And this is temporary. And again, I'm not trying to be negative. I know that this is temporary. I'm not going to stay at this job forever. It's just what I'm doing for work right now because it's good pay and it provides the things that I need in this transitional season, if you will, or transitional period of my life. But I really feel like what I'm doing currently for work is robbing some passion that I have for cooking and being creative and innovative, So that's where I left off on the last video, and I just wanted to kind of touch base on that and finish up my whole dialogue about where I was kind of going with it. And I didn't really want to merge topics with the whole CVS thing and the devil texting me. So that's the point and purpose of this second video, is to kind of let you know where my head was at with all of that. I really feel like my passion for cooking has also left the building. But that's today, that's tonight, tomorrow's a new day, and I have the day off tomorrow. So thankfully I won't have to go to work and do something that I really don't particularly enjoy doing, because it's food assembly and it's not cooking or being creative or innovative. I have a lot of people tell me that I'm a great chef or a great cook, or I don't feel like that currently because I'm not doing anything that I'm great at. I'm just doing an ordinary line cook or line chef job. It's food assembly. It's food assembly at its finest or worst, and I don't mean that about the food or the menu or anything, because the food that we put out is phenomenal and the menu's pretty good. It's creative. It's just not creations of mine, so therefore there's no passion in it for me because it's someone else's idea that I'm assembling, and that's not my area of passion, and that's not what brought me to love and be passionate about cooking. And that'll all change in the future, because someday I'll have my own food truck or my own restaurant or whatever, and I'll be able to come up with my own daily specials. I'll be able to come up with my own menu, and I'll be able to change that menu every season, if you will, transitional or not. So, I guess the moral of this story or this video is this: even if you feel like you're being robbed of some passion or some love in your life, it's important to stay grateful and remain grateful, because if you're staying grateful and you're remaining grateful and your heart's filled with being grateful, there's no room for anything else. I mean, there's going to be days where we have frustration set in. Today's one of those days. Today's certainly one of those days. But by the grace of God, today I was also able to work in some other areas of my passion, which is animals. I love animals. I love dogs. I'm currently displaced from my dog, so I miss them a lot. And those dogs, like I was telling you, kind of recharge me and fill my heart back up with love after a bad day. But I was blessed enough as of lately to be able to be part of helping a friend from church potentially rescue or adopt a dog. So, as much as I'm missing my dogs, I'm able to help somebody. Hopefully, I'm able to help somebody adopt and find the dog that they desire or that they want. And honestly, be able to help find a dog a forever home. One of my coworkers is currently going through some stuff that she's not able to keep her dog. She's got a baby, and she's currently pregnant again, so she's going to have another baby, and she doesn't have time for her dog, and her dog's 10 months old, and as you can imagine, a 10-month-year-old puppy, and it's a pit bull and a lab mix. So if you can imagine, a 10-month-year-old puppy is pretty energetic, So I think she recognized, or from what she said to me, I think she recognizes that she doesn't have the time that the dog requires, which is great of her to acknowledge, and attempt to find that dog a loving home with somebody that really does have the time that the dog needs or whatever. And that's love in itself. Recognizing that you're not able to give the required time or effort or needs of a animal that needs, so. And, it's also painful. I can't imagine what that person's going through having to give up a dog, that they love. Because certainly you wouldn't get a dog if you didn't love dogs. And, I can tell that she loves her dog. She just also recognizes with 2 kids and working a full-time job, she lacks the time that the dog needs. So, as much as I feel like I'm being drained at my job, drained of the passion that I love with cooking, I'm able to find some areas of passion to create an outlet, if you will. Even though I'm missing my dogs right now, I'm able to recharge a little bit, some love, by helping others and helping a dog find a forever home, and helping a family find a dog that they desire, and helping a family that really can't necessarily provide the attention or time for their dog that they have currently. So, if you will, I'm kind of the middleman between saving a dog or helping someone adopt a dog and helping a dog find a forever home. So I miss my dogs greatly, really do, a lot. But just my effort and my service to try to help this party with their dog, and this party obtain a new dog, and help that dog find its forever home, it's able to recharge my heart a little bit and fill me back up with some love. But I guess the message of my story here is, if you have a bad day, don't go back to your old ways. Even if the devil texts you, even if you love cooking and you currently had a bad day at work and you didn't enjoy cooking, there's other things that can recharge you, and it's important to find those things. I'm sure there's people that love to play on the computer or do things on their computer, and they might have an IT job, and they go into work every day and work IT, and they hate what they're doing for computer work at their job, but they have to do it because it provides the required, needs to survive. But when they come home, maybe they get back on Fortnite and have fun on the computer, I don't know. I think I'm going to go out into the kitchen here and start baking some cookies, or get creative and come up with a new kind of cookie or something for my food truck in the future. Future food truck. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to call it. Some of you know I have a catering business, or I did do some catering. It's called Fast Fantastic Food. My goal or dream was to have a food truck Um, Currently, that dream is probably in limbo, if you will. But I can still find areas of passion in cooking to recharge and use that as an outlet to hopefully obtain a goal someday. So I just wanted to touch base back upon some of the things I was mentioning earlier in the first video, and I didn't want to merge topics, so that's why I made this second video. So here it is. Thank you for tuning in for another episode of Shifting and Willing. And again, if I'm helping 10,000 people or one person, as long as I help one person, my mission's accomplished. And I hope that some of my tests, trials, or some tribulations are able to help people. Stay focused. Choose to love. Love is greatest of faith, hope, and love. Choose love. Stay grateful. Keep your areas of passion. If you're lacking passion one day, don't worry, it'll come back. I mean, today is not forever, and forever is not today. There's always tomorrow, God willing, and the tide brings something new in every day. So remain grateful, keep the Lord in your heart, and God bless people. I love you all. Peace.